Hey guys, welcome to our second lesson in CSS. So in the previous lesson, we've seen the three different ways we can use CSS in our web page. And in this lesson, I'll be teaching you guys how we can use margins and paddings in CSS. So see you guys. So we'll be looking at the difference between margin and padding and how they work in a web page. So let's go to our file, the index.html. Then we'll open this. So I'll just try to explain this briefly. So let's say you have a container and you have some elements inside. So padding is the space you have within a container, and then margin is the space you have outside the container. So let's just do this sample, and I think you understand what I'm saying. So let's say we have a div container. Okay, I'll just give it a name. We'll be talking about class and ID also later. So let's name this class first. Okay, then what I'll do is I'll just cut this paragraph, and then I'll put it inside this container. So I'm cutting this, then I'll put it inside. Okay, so we have this container with the class name first and with a paragraph inside. So if we go to our CSS, so inside the head, I'll just clear this so we can do the internal styling. So I'll have the style. Okay, and then I'll just give dot first. So that's how we use classes in CSS. And then I'll give the background color. What is that? Okay, we use this. Okay, and then the font size also, I'll just make it a little big. So let's use 20px. So I'll save this and then I'll run. So just a minute. So what I'll do is I'll just clear this and then p, and I'll name it, I'll give the font size 20px. So I'll save it, come here, just reload. Why is this not font size? What I'll do is I'll just copy this. I just want to increase the font size a little bit. So yeah, so this is big now. So as you can see, we have this with the background. So inside the container, you can see we don't have any space inside. So the paragraph, the text is touching both sides of the container. So let's say I want to give space inside this container, then I have to use padding. So the way this works, so padding, and then let's say I'm giving 50px. So I'll save this, I'll run it. So you can see we have the space inside now. And so it normally comes, we have the padding left, padding top, left, right, and bottom. So I can go directly, and let's say I want to give padding only top, so I can use padding and then hyphen top, then I'll give 50px. So for this, the padding will be only at the top. As you can see, we have the space only at the top. So let's say I want to give padding bottom also. I can state this padding bottom, and I'll make this 100 so you can see the difference. So I'll save. So as you can see, we have 50 at the top, 100 at the down. So let's say I want to give padding at the left. So that will be padding left. And then let's say this will be 30px. I'll go. So we have 30px here. So I want to give padding right also. Then I can make this padding right. Let's say 60px. So we have here. So we have the padding at the top here, the right, the left, and then the bottom. And then we have a shortcut of doing this actually. So instead of typing padding top, padding bottom, padding left, and padding right, you can directly do this also. So you just type padding. Okay. So the first one will be for top. So let's say padding top 50. And then the next one will be for the right. So padding right 60. And then followed by the bottom. So let's say 100px. Sorry. And then the last one will be for the left. So let's say 10px. So we have top, right, bottom, and left. Let's check this. I hope I'm right. Yeah. So we have top, right, bottom, and left. So you can do it in one line. Or let's say I want to give for top and bottom, and then right and left. So what I can do is, so if I put 50 and then I put 100, so the first value will be for the top one, and then the bottom, and then the second value is going to be for the left and the right. So if I save this, you can see we have the top and bottom, and then left and right. So this is how padding, we can use padding in CSS. So the next thing we'll be talking about is margin. So margin is the space you actually give around the container. So let's say I want to give space around this container. That's where we can use the margin. So what I'll do is I'll just copy this. Okay, this whole thing, come down, and then I'll paste, and then I'll change the name to second. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll copy the same thing, still inside the style tag. I'll change this to second, and this as well to second. Okay, so let's change the color for this. What should we use? I think cornflower blue. Wow. So I'll save this, and then for the padding, I'm just going to keep it 50 for all the sides. And then, yeah, so you can see we have the first container here, which is the top, and then the second container, and we have the padding inside. So let's say I want to give space around each container. That's when I use margin. So let's start with the first one. So let's say I want a margin below, between these two. I can put margin bottom, and then let's say 100px, and then I'll save. Yeah, so you can see we have the the margin below. And let's say I want to give margin. So this also actually works the same as the padding. If I want to give everything on the same line, so I can do top first, which is 50px, then I'll do right, let's say 100px, and then I'll do bottom 200px, and then I'll do left 100px, and then semicolon. So you can see we have the space between at the sides of the margin, the container. So the top, the right, the bottom. So let's say we want to do the same thing for this as well, for the one below. So we go inside this class, and then we put margin. Let's say top, I want to put 200, and right, I'll put 10px, and then bottom I'll put 100px, and then the left side here I'll put this. So we have top, right, bottom, and left. So if I save this and go, you can see the difference. So we have the margin at the side and then at the top. So yeah, this is a summary of how margins and paddings work in CSS. So margin, we use margin if you want to give space around a container, and then we use padding if you want to give space inside the container. So you can give the space, the margin and padding, you can give the space at the bottom, the top, the left, and the right. So these are the options we have. Yes, so this is how we use margins and paddings in CSS. So I'll see you guys in the next lesson, and as usual, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and then hit the notification bell. See you guys in the next lesson.